Gotta love that new intro. Now, you know the rules. The robots do the painting, you do the guessing. I give some clues along the way. In this case, we're doing a countdown, so it starts off harder and gets easier. First up, this ruler claimed his colony as a personal possession, not a national one. Cool. The exploitation under his rule involved forced labor to harvest natural rubber. He is responsible for one of history's deadliest colonial regimes. He killed millions. What a rat. His actions were in the Congo, and they were kept secret from most of Europe for years. Nobody knew. He was ironically celebrated as a philanthropist during his lifetime. Anybody know who this is? The hard one. Hard start. I'm going to give you a clue. He's from Belgium. Belgium. This is Mr. Leopold. Leopold II of Belgium. 1835 to 1909. And yeah, under Leopold's rule, an estimated 10 million people perished in the Congo Free State. Wow. All right. Well, now you got the mood. Number 19. You might know this guy. This leader's infamous Green Book was meant to guide his ideology. He ruled for over 4 decades despite numerous attempts to overthrow him. His regime supported international terrorism, including the Lockerbie bombing. So there's your key clue. He had a penchant for flamboyant dress and eccentric speeches. Who knows who this is? You guys know. You guys know who this is. His rule ended in a violent uprising during the Arab Spring. Hey, Stuart. Yeah, you got it. Hillary got it. Yeah, Hillary got it. That's right. Muammar Gaddafi. Muammar Gaddafi, 1942 to 2011. Gaddafi's bizarre diplomatic antics earned him the nickname the Mad Dog of the Middle East. There he is, the Mad Dog. All right, you got the idea now. World tyrants. Down to number 18. This leader was trained as a bird guy, ophthalmologist. I don't know what that is. Ophthalmologist. You know what that is? I don't know what that is. Before becoming president. I don't think it was a bird guy. His rule has been marked by devastating civil war since 2011. He is accused of using chemical weapons against civilians. There will be no laughing during this round. This is deadly serious. International sanctions have isolated his regime. And I don't think our robots know that he has been overthrown recently. His father ruled the same country before him for 3 decades. I think you know who this is. He just got overthrown. What country, first of all? We know. Anybody know the name? This is Syria, of course. And this is the guy that just got overthrown. His name was Bashar al-Assad. Bashar al-Assad. Born in 1965. Still alive today. Bashar's rule has displaced millions. All right, now this should be confusing. This dictator was often depicted as a godlike figure in propaganda. His tenure saw one of the world's worst famines in modern history. Correct. How do you say your name now? Veteran Kaya. We'll say Kaya. I like that. That's easier. That looks like Chairman Mao. His regime's policy of isolationism earned his country the nickname Hermit Kingdom. He was succeeded by his youngest son, who's the next guy on our list, who continues the oppressive legacy today. So this is the dad. What was the dad's name? Kaya had the first name, but what's the whole name? Anybody know? Oh, there you go. Rhombus. You got it. That's definitely correct. Kim Jong-il. This is Kim Jong-il. 1941, and he passed in 2011. So there you go. There's the dad. There he is. Looking sharp. Looking dapper. I'm not supposed to say that, I suppose. All right. This leader famously met with a U.S. president during his tenure. Gets along with him very well. His regime has been, he gets along with the basketball player too. His regime has been accused of countless human rights abuses. He is known for purging close family members and advisors. That's not very sporting. His nation boasts one of the largest military parades in the world. Yes, very good. You guys are all getting this one. Rhombus has it correct. Stuart has it correct, more close. More or less. I would have given him credit. He leads the world's most secretive and isolated nation. And yes, this is Mr. Kim Jong-un. Not Kim Jong-il. This is Kim Jong-un. Born in 1984. And of course, still alive today. Kim Jong-un's reportedly developed his persona from studying foreign dictators, including Stalin. There you go. Got to learn somewhere, right? Got to learn from the best. All right, we're down to number 15 on infamous leaders. And we go all over time, just to give you an idea here. This Roman emperor was an accomplished musician who famously played the lyre. I think that's the way you say that, right? The lyre, L-Y-R-E. I think that's the way you say it. He is rumored to have fiddled while Rome burned, although this is debated. He persecuted Christians using them as human torches in his gardens. Well, I'd say that's persecution for sure. His extravagant spending nearly bankrupted the Roman Empire. Yes, you have the correct answer. Rhombus was first. Kaya's got it as well. He reportedly ordered the murder of his own mother, Agrippina. Remember that story? Oh. Yeah, yes, you guys are correct. This is Nero. Nero, 37 to 68 AD. Not long. Nero participated in public performances, something considered scandalous for Roman emperors. There you go. He was one of the first ones, though. Couldn't have been that scandalous yet. All right, this is a bad guy. This leader studied in Paris and was inspired by Marxist ideologies. He renamed Cambodia Democratic Kampuchea. His regime emptied cities, forcing people into labor camps. Nearly a quarter of Cambodia's population perished under his rule. This is gonna be a dark category, guys. Dark. You're correct. BG. BG. That is correct. His group, the Khmer Rouge, targeted intellectuals, even people who wore glasses. Uh-oh. I would not have done well there. You are correct. This is Mr. Pol Pot. Pol Pot. Heck of a name. 1925 to 1998. Pol Pot. Pol Pot's radical policies are often cited as one of history's most devastating social experiments. Mr. Pol Pot. We're down to number 13, fortunately. We'll see if we can get through these guys. This leader rose to power through a military coup in 1973. His regime introduced non-liberal economic reforms with significant inequality. He is known for mass arrests and the torture of political opponents. And here's the key clue. Ready? He ruled Chile for nearly 17 years, maintaining martial law. He stepped down after losing a referendum, but remained influential. Does anybody know this one? Who is the guy in Chile? Do you remember? Can't remember whether this was the CIA plant or whether this was the guy that the CIA helped get rid of. I'm not sure. I think this is the guy that the CIA put in there. They usually go the wrong way, right? Anybody remember? Nobody remembers, huh? Yeah, Nixon's buddy. Sure, of course. His name was Augusto Pinochet. Pinochet's government operated Caravan of Death. Those were death squads to eliminate the dissent. The Caravan of Death. Nice. Okay, let's move across the world. He served as the Prime Minister of Japan during World War II. He was one of the architects behind the attack on Pearl Harbor. One of the architects. His government sanctioned forced labor and comfort women in occupied territories. He was executed after being tried for war crimes in the Tokyo trials. Yes, correct. BG. You are correct. Oh, Stuart has it as well. Hey, do you guys remember his first name by chance? The same first name as a current pro golfer. How's that for a clue? His era saw atrocities like the Nanking Massacre and Unit 731 experiments. Sounds bad. Anybody remember his first name? Same as the... No, but hang on to that answer. That may come in later. Hey, Happy. Hey, John. This is Hideki Tojo. Hideki Tojo attempted suicide shortly after Japan's surrender, but was revived so they can stand trial. How about that? A little side story there for you. All right, next up. Another bad guy. This is number 11 on our list. This leader came to power after a brutal civil war in his country. He established a regime of censorship, propaganda, and repression. Don't they all, though? Don't they all? His government was officially neutral during World War II. Thousands of political dissidents were executed under his rule. Remember who this is? Thousands, his leadership ended with his death, transitioning Spain to a democracy. The Spain guy. This is Spain guy. Anybody remember? The Spain baddies. Yeah, Stuart's got it. That's correct. Francisco Franco. 1892 to 1975. Franco allowed his monarchy to be restored, grooming Juan Carlos. Here's the Juan Carlos the First as his successor. There you go. Juan Carlos was his successor. I think you'll know this guy. He's a baddie. He is known as the Butcher of Uganda. He expelled Asian communities from Uganda, crippling the economy. His regime is blamed for hundreds of thousands of deaths. Anybody remember this? He reportedly practiced cannibalism, though this is disputed. Well, at least it's disputed. He lived in exile in Saudi Arabia after being overthrown. Anybody remember who this is? Yeah, you've got it, Stuart. Stuart has it. Hey, what's up? Hey, good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Who knows who this is? Besides Stuart. Remember his first name? Oh, yeah, you got it. John's got it. Idi Amin. Idi Amin's erratic behavior included declaring himself the conqueror of the British Empire. There you go. Speaking of bad guys, this ruler established Russia's first secret police. Well, let's see, that was called the Oprichnina. There you go. Oprichnina. He expanded Russia's territory through brutal conquests. He famously murdered his own son in a fit of rage. Sounds like a bad guy. Correct. You guys are getting it? Good job. BG. You got it. His reign included the massacre of Novgorod. I can never figure out which syllable to emphasize in the Russian cities. Novgorod. His unpredictable behavior earned him a nickname highlighting his brutality. And yes, you've got it. This is Ivan. Ivan the Terrible. Ivan's reforms included centralizing power, and it laid the foundation for the Russian Empire. There you go. Ivan. We're down to number 8. Famous baddies. This leader rose to power through the Ba'ath Party in Iraq. He carried out genocidal campaigns, including the Al-Anfal genocide. Never heard of that, but okay. Yes. You guys know who this is. It's because the robots are so good at painting him. That's why. His forces invaded neighboring Kuwait in 1990. Yeah, they did. He used chemical weapons against civilians. Not a good thing. He was captured by U.S. forces and executed in 2006. There he is. Saddam. Not a bad rendition. It's pretty good. Saddam Hussein, or Saddam Hussein, 1937 to 2006. Saddam's personality cult was so pervasive that his image appeared on nearly all Iraqi currency. And remember, everybody in the army and everything looked like him? They all did their hair and mustache and everything the same. You remember that? Anyway, kind of funny. Not that any of this is too funny, but gotta find humor where it exists. Now this one's a little more obscure. Let's see you get this. This leader was one of the most prominent figures of the French Revolution. He was a key architect of the Reign of Terror. Doesn't sound good. Thousands were guillotined under his Committee of Public Safety. One way to say it. Hey, you know it. BG. How'd you know that? Very good, BG. He justified executions by saying they protected liberty and virtue. He was executed by guillotine, lived by the guillotine, died by the guillotine, marking the end of the Reign of Terror. Robespierre, or however you say it, Robespierre, radical ideals earned him the nickname the Incorruptible. Anybody know his first name? Robespierre. Anybody know? It kind of looks like Beethoven, I suppose. Maximilian Robespierre. Maximilian. There you go, Max. Well, we're all the way down to number 6 coming up now, and we're jumping across time again. This was the guy right before Nero, I think. This Roman emperor began his rule with popularity, but quickly became infamous for his cruelty. He is rumored to have appointed his horse as a priest. His reign was marked by erratic behavior, that sounds erratic, including public executions for amusement. He forced senators to fight as gladiators and confiscated their property. Yes, correct. Everybody's got it. Rhombus, BG, Stewart, Grenade. There you go. You all got it. Caligula. Caligula reportedly built floating palaces, elaborate ships with marble floors and gardens. Wow. Well, that sounds kind of cool, actually. Floating palaces, marble floors, and gardens. Nice. But at least he didn't use Christians as the torches in the garden, like Nero. Right? So, there's that. We're down to number 5. We've got the top 5 most notorious baddies in history. This leader's policies resulted in one of the deadliest famines in history, known as the Holodomor. Holodomor. I don't know if I'm saying that properly, but I'm trying. Holodomor. He initiated the Great Purge, eliminating millions of perceived enemies. His regime forced labor camps, known as gulags. Yes. Everybody's got it. We're going to count yours, Stuart, even though that doesn't sound quite right. Yes. Everybody knows this is Papa Joe. His cult of personality dominated Soviet life with propaganda glorifying him. Yes, indeed, this is Joseph Stalin. Stalin's paranoia extended to rewriting history books, erasing political rivals from photographs. Nice. Stalin's made quite a few appearances here on Quick Bite History Live. I believe this might be his 7th or 8th appearance. Always a popular choice. Speaking of popular choices, we're down to number 4. I couldn't get any of the AI generators to help me illustrate this gentleman today, though. He served as a soldier during World War I before rising to political prominence. His book, Mein Kampf, outlined the ideology of Aryan supremacy. His regime orchestrated the Holocaust. He started World War II by invading Poland. That's right. Anyway, yeah, even Grok, even Elon Musk X GPT thing wouldn't draw Hitler for me. I had to go to a deep dark one. I had to go to the dark web. That's right. This is Mr. Adolf Hitler, 1889 to 1945. Hitler's propaganda machine revolutionized mass communication techniques and still studied and repeated today. There you go. Yeah, he loved the cult stuff, didn't he? Yeah. He wanted the Ark of the Covenant or whatever, right? Interesting. Interesting cat. We're not supposed to say that, though. There is one narrative. Number 3. This leader's great leap forward resulted in one of the worst famines in history. His cultural revolution led to mass purges and prosecution of intellectuals. He founded the People's Republic in 1949. Yeah, everybody knows this guy. Everybody knows these top guys. It was those more obscure baddies that were harder. His Little Red Book became a symbol of ideology and authority. Isn't Little Red Book the name of the alternative app to TikTok now that's also from China that all the influencers are signing up for? Little Red Book? I think so. His policies caused the deaths of tens of millions, reshaping China permanently. Mao is correct, of course. And what's Mao's last name? Mao's last name. Hey, Aaron's in the house. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Glad everybody's here. Prince, John Doe. We're always glad to see John Doe. Good. Everybody remember the last name? I like to say it. It kind of rolls off the tongue. Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong. Z-E-D-O-N-G. Mao Zedong. We're down to number 2. Number 2 baddie. This ruler is remembered as a national hero in Romania. He earned his nickname by impaling tens of thousands of the enemies on stakes. His brutal methods were used to defend his kingdom from the Ottoman Empire. He was the inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula. Yeah, everybody knows. This is him. This is the guy. The inspiration for Dracula. He often displayed the impaled bodies of enemies as a warning to invaders. That would be a warning. Vlad the Impaler, 1431 to 1476, Vlad's birthplace, Timisoara, is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a popular tourist attraction. Sounds like it would be, although they have to reenact all the bodies on the stakes, right? Doesn't sound very Disney-like. Doesn't sound like a tourist attraction on the Disney level. Your Uncle Ernie, really? Looks just like him. Number one with a bullet. He united the Mongol tribes, creating the largest contiguous empire in history. His conquests were often marked by complete destruction of the cities and populations. His empire introduced innovative military strategies and governance systems. He is credited with enabling the Silk Road's development. Not the internet site, the Silk Road. That's the guy that they let out yesterday or today. Different Silk Road. Fostering trade across Asia. Everybody knows who this is. Yes. Everybody's right. Who got it first? Looks like Prince might have just beat out Rhombus. It's on your internet speed, of course. His campaign led to the deaths of millions, earning him a fearsome reputation and our #1 spot on Quick Fight History Live. Genghis Khan's genetic legacy is so vast that an estimated 16 million men are his direct descendants today. Wow, how about that? Genghis Khan, 1162 to 1227. There you go. Well, you guys were pretty good. Hey, Jojo. You guys were pretty darn good at the most infamous guys in history. Why is that? Why were you so good at that? You knew them all.